Hello, Miss Ryman here. All right, we are back talking about elapsed time. Before we begin, though, I want to remind you of some important reminders about telling time and knowing about the time of the day. So, one, there are two of every number, right? And the two that we get the most confused are the 12 o'clock a.m. and the 12 o'clock p.m. So, you have to know the difference. So, if somebody says, "Oh, I went to bed at 12 p.m., then you know, oh, they went to bed at noon and not in the middle of the night at the a.m. So 12 a.m. is midnight. Okay, that's when it's dark and you're usually sleeping. 12 p.m. is noon. That's about when we would have lunch at school. All right, so make sure you remember the difference. Another thing to remember is that 60 minutes equals an hour. That is going to be super helpful for us when we're converting time from minutes to hours to figure out how much time passed for our elapsed time. Okay, and remember, when we write the time, we can't have more than 59 minutes showing a time like 1:59. Okay, so if I had 1:67, that's not correct because we can't have higher than 59 and then we'd have to start over at a new hour because we completed a new hour. So I'd have to convert it into hours and minutes. So I'd take the 67 minutes, I'd take out that 60 minutes for another hour, and then I'd have 7 minutes left over. 2:07 would be our time. All right, and that's really important when we're talking about elapsed time, when we're adding all of these chunks of time together to know how much time exactly passed. All right, and lastly, the hours start over after 12 hours. So we can't subtract to find elapsed time when one time is in the AM and another is in the PM. And that is why we're using a number line, because that is going to avoid us getting confused and avoid us getting the wrong answer. So let's keep going. Remember, elapsed time is the time that passes from a start time to an end time. And the ones that we worked on first, I gave you the elapsed time, I gave you the start and the elapsed time, and you needed to figure out the end time. Today, though, we are going to be given the start time and the end time, and you now need to figure out what is in the middle between the two, the elapsed time. That's your job today. So we're working on elapsed time. Here we go. Grandma started baking cookies at 8:20 a.m. She finished baking cookies at 9:57 a.m. How long did Grandma bake cookies? Well, the first thing, just like in our other video, I always write down my notes. So I know the start time is 8:20 a.m. I know the end time is 9:57 a.m. So it's a.m. and a.m. And I need to know how long did it take Grandma to bake the cookies, which is our elapsed time. How long was she doing that? So we're using our number line. So I drew that on our board again. So I always start with the start time. Okay, so 8:20 is our start. Now, remember, we are using frog jumps, bunny jumps, kangaroo hops, whatever you want to call them, to help us show the time that has passed. So we're going from 8:20 and we're going to work all the way up to 9:57. And I didn't write the end time on our timeline, but you could. But we're going to just work up and we're going to get closer and closer and closer to 9:57. So I know if I travel few more minutes, I can get to a more friendly number. And I think of friendly numbers as like on the half hour, on the hour, an even 10. So 8:20 is on a 10, but I think that if I go 10 more minutes, that's going to bring me to a nice half hour time. And that's going to be really helpful in me easily adding on extra minutes or hours. So the next thing I want to do is I want to get to a next friendly hour. And I know the next hour after 8:30 is going to be 9 o'clock. So I'm going to hop 30 more minutes. So far, now I've gone from 8:20 to 9 o'clock, but I'm not done yet because her end time was 9:57. So I'm going to think, what would be my next friendly time to get to? Well, I know 9:57 is in the same hour as 9. So I think I can make a jump of 57 minutes and I can be done, right? So now let's double check our timeline here. So we have our start of 8:20. Yep, that's correct. I went 10 minutes to 8:30. I went another 30 minutes to 9 o'clock. That makes sense. And 9 o'clock to 9:57, all I had to do was travel 57 more minutes. So I'm not done yet though. I need to figure out the total amount of time passed. So I need to put all those amounts in red together that I passed and did my frog jumps with. So now how do I do it? Well, I have to add them together. So I'm going to write those times down separately. 57, 30 minutes, 10 minutes. Now, I also like 30 minutes because that's a nice even half hour. And I can see 57 is close to an hour, close to 60 minutes. So I'm going to combine 57 and 10 to figure out how many total minutes those are and bonding those together. So that's going to bring me to 67 minutes. But I can't have 67 in my answer unless I was only talking about minutes, but I'm not. So I need to convert it to hours and minutes. Well, 67 I can break apart into 7 plus 60. So I'm pulling that 60 minutes out for a new hour and 7 extra minutes. So I'm still not done yet though, because I left that 30 there. So I need to take that 30, I'm going to circle it in red. I need to circle my hour and 7 minutes, and I need to finish putting those together. So I'm going to add them together. An hour and 7 minutes plus 30 minutes is going to be a total time of 1 hour, 37 minutes. So how much time elapsed? An hour and 37 minutes. All right, let's do another one. Norm watched a football game that started at 12:31 p.m. Remember, that's in the afternoon. The game ended at 3:25 p.m. How long did he watch football? So once again, we're going to write down the things that we know. We know his start time, 12:31 p.m. We know the end time of 3:25 p.m., but we don't know the elapsed time in between. We need to figure that out. Let's start with our number line again with our start time. And we are going to make those friendly jumps to get to a friendly number. So you might be thinking, well, can't I just jump big jumps? You can, but just for our lesson, we're going to do the little jumps to get to a friendly number. And when we get really good at it, then we can make all kinds of crazy jumps. We're starting at 12:31 p.m. I know I want to get to a friendly number of an even 10, which would be 40 minutes. So I'm going to jump 9 minutes, and that'll bring us to 12:40. Now I want to get to a friendly number of our next hour. So now I know from 40 minutes, I know I need to get to 60 minutes for a new hour. And so that is an extra 20 minutes to get me to 1 p.m. All right, now I'm on an even hour. So now it's easy. I can do hops of an hour. So, or 2 hours. So, because I know I have 2 hours until I can get to 3 o'clock. 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock is 1 hour. 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock is another hour. So I can jump those 2 hours. But I'm still not done yet because I have a few more minutes. I need to get to 25 minutes. So I'm going to jump the whole thing as I can because I know I'm in the same hour. So I'm not done yet though. So let's just double check and make sure we didn't stop or miss anything in between before we add up. So our start time is 12:31. I frog jump 9 minutes to get to my next friendly number of 12:40. Yep, that's good. I go another 20 to bring me to 1 o'clock. And I go 2 hours from 2 o'clock and then to 3 o'clock. So 2 more hours. And then I have 25 minutes because I'm in 3 and I need to get to 3:25. So I jump 25 more minutes. So now I'm ready to put it all together to figure out the total elapsed time. All right, so I circle my numbers. I know what to write down. 9 minutes, 20 minutes, 2 hours, 25 minutes. Now I put in blue the minutes. I'm going to start by putting those together first. And that way I'll know if I need to convert anything. Okay, 9 minutes, 20, 25. All right, adding them together. Well, I can see here that these would be easy to bond together to be 45 plus another 9, which would bring us to 54 minutes. Excellent. And I don't have to convert into hours now. So now I take my hours that I had before, the 2 hours, and the 54 minutes, and I put them together. And that tells me my answer for elapsed time is 2:54. That's it. 2 hours and 54 minutes it took Norm to watch the football game, or the players to play the game too, right? Henry went for a bike ride. He left at 11:25 a.m. Henry stopped for lunch and returned at 1:15 p.m. How long was he gone? Now, the first thing I'm noticing here is his start time is in the a.m. and his return time is in the p.m. So that means I'm going to have to cross over the noon boundary, the 12 p.m. So that's going to be helpful in reminding me that I cannot subtract these. We're just going to continue to use our number line. So I write down our notes of 11:25 a.m. for the start time. The end time is 1:15. And now I use my timeline. Put my start on there. I'm going to get to a next friendly number. And I think if I go 5 more minutes, That would bring me to a nice friendly number of 11:30. So let's do that. Okay, now I'm at a half hour, and that'll be an easy jump for me to get to my next hour. So I need 30 more minutes. Perfect. Now I'm at 12 p.m. So now I can make hour jumps. I can make a big jump, but let's just see. Oh, I think an hour is perfect because I need to get to 1 o'clock, and that's only 1 hour more because my end time, always looking back at that end time, is 1:15. So I'm getting closer and closer. And now all I need is 15 more minutes and I can do the whole thing. All right, so now I need to put all my elapsed time numbers at the top in red together. So I circle them, I write them down: 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, and 15. Noticing that the minutes are all on the right side of the colon, those two dots, and the hour in black is on the left side of the colon. So I'm going to pull those minutes together: 5, 30, and 15, put them together. And now I have 50 minutes. So now I need to add my hour and my combined minutes, and that's going to be an hour 50. So my elapsed time is 1 hour 50 minutes. All right, now this one about Sally's dog Zoe, we're actually going to do 3 different ways because just because it's the way that I do it doesn't mean it's the right way. There is a bunch of different ways that we can do our frog jumps to show elapsed time, but they all have to lead to the same answer. So I'm going to show you some different ways that maybe you were thinking I could have done my frog jumps. All right, Sally's dog Zoe slept from 8:24 a.m. Zoe woke up at 1:32 p.m. How many hours and minutes does Zoe the dog sleep? So I write my start time and end time down: 8:24, end time 1:32 p.m. Oh, and I'm noticing it's a.m. and p.m. So I'm going to definitely want to use a number line. All right, I put my start on there. I'm going to jump to my next friendly number, which would be 30 minutes. I'm going to jump 6 minutes to bring me to 8:30. Now I want to get to my next friendly hour. So I need to travel 30 more minutes, and that'll bring me right to 9 o'clock. Now I can jump hours, right? From 9 to 10 is 1 hour, 10 to 11 is another, 11 to 12 is another hour. Ooh, and I'm getting closer. I'm getting to closer. My 12 is now p.m., so I need 1 more hour to get to 1 p.m. Ooh, I'm so close. All right, now I can see I need to get from 1 p.m. to 1:32 p.m. So I'm going to go to my next friendly half hour, which is 30 minutes to bring me to 1:30 p.m. And then I only need 2 more minutes to bring me to 1:32. Oh my, that is a lot of hours and minutes we have to put together, but don't worry. So I circle my numbers, I put them down. Now you can see here that I have our 6 minutes, 30 minutes. Ooh, 4 hours. Where did that come from? Well, instead of doing an hour plus an hour plus an hour, I did that simple math right away. 1 hour plus 1 hour plus another. That's 4 total hours. So that's where that 4 hours came from. 30 minutes and 2 minutes. So now I'm going to pull my minutes together, add them together, and maybe I'm going to see if I have enough minutes to make another hour. So let's see. 6 minutes plus 30 plus 30 plus 2. Ooh, and I can definitely see those 2:30s will make a nice hour. And then I have those 6 and the 2 left. So I'm going to have 1 hour and 8 minutes. Now I need to take that and add it together with my 4 hours. 4 hours plus 1 hour and 8 minutes is 5 hours and 8 minutes. So we're going to write that up top. Our time passed that Zoe slept is 5 hours, 8 minutes. All right, so we're going to do the same problem, but we're going to use different hops. That will show us then that we will get the same elapsed time no matter how we do our bunny hops. So we're going to start again at 8:24 a.m. I'm going to put that on there. I'm still going to get to my next friendly half hour, so I only need 6 minutes. I'm still going to get to my next friendly hour in this one, so I'm going to need those 30 minutes again. And now instead of us doing 1 hour hops this time, we're going to do a whole 4 hour hop because I know I can go from 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, and 12 to 1 for 4 hours. So I'm going to jump 4 hours to bring me right away to 1 p.m. Easy, right? And now I still need those last 32 minutes. So I'm going to do my 30 minutes to bring me to 1:30 p.m. and those last final 2 minutes to bring me to a total of 1:32 p.m. Now we already know the answer, but let's take a look and add it as if we haven't added it yet. So I do my 6 minutes, my 30, my 4 hours from here, my 30 minutes, and my 2 minutes. And I'm going to pull together my minutes again. And that's going to be the 1 hour and 8 minutes. And then I have to add it together again, which we know is going to be a total of 5 hours and 8 minutes. 5 hours and 8 minutes. Oh, and look at, we got the same answer, even though we did different bunny hops. All right, let's look at the last way that I did this. There's still other ways, but I just picked 3. Once again, we have our start time of 8:24. We have our end time of 1:32 p.m. So let's put it on our number line. Now I know that I'm in the AM and in the PM, and I think that I can, even though I'm not at a friendly hour, half hour, I think I can still do hour jumps to get me as close to 1:32 p.m. as possible. So let's count up. I'm going to start at my start time of 8:24 to 9:24. That's 1 hour. 9:24 to 10:24. That's 2. 10:24 to 11:24. That's 3. 11:24 to 12:24. I can do that. That's 4. And I think I can go to 1:24. Ooh, and I know I can because my end time is after that. So I can jump a 5th hour to get to 1:24 p.m. Wow. Look at, and I did all that right away, and now I'm so close. So now I need to just get to the 24 to the 32 minutes in my same hour of 1 p.m. So I know I can jump 6 minutes to get me to 1:30 and 2 minutes to get me to that final 1:32 p.m. Now, wow, look at that. I have only 3 bunny hops in this one. I put my hours and minutes together, 5 and 6 and 2. And I don't need to bond the minutes together. I just have 2 and it's really easy. So I have a total of 5 hours and 8 minutes, which we know is her elapsed time, which is excellent that we got it the same answer because we should be. All right, well, thanks for watching this video about elapsed time. I hope you were able to learn something and have a great day.